Sometimes the loudest person in the room is the weakest. They talk, they post, they share every move, every thought, every success. But the truth is, real power doesn't shout, it whispers. Real success doesn't announce itself. It moves silently, like the tide, changing everything without needing to explain itself. The greatest people you'll ever know are the ones you rarely see, rarely hear about, because they're too busy building something unstoppable in private. There's a hidden law in the universe. The quieter your life becomes, the stronger your energy grows. Privacy protects your dreams like armor. The moment you expose everything, you give others the chance to drain your focus, your peace, your momentum. Some will envy, some will criticize, some will copy, and without even realizing it, your energy begins to leak. But those who master the art of silence, they move like ghosts, untouchable, unstoppable, and free. When you live publicly, you perform. When you live privately, you grow. Every post, every brag, every unnecessary word is a distraction pulling you away from the deep silent work that transforms you. Growth loves silence. Success is born in solitude. The ones who spend their nights planning, their mornings creating, and their days executing quietly, they don't need applause. They are writing a legacy that will speak for itself when the time comes. People crave attention because they think visibility equals importance. But here's the harsh truth. Attention is cheap. Anybody can get noticed. What's rare is respect. What's rare is power. And power is built in private. The people who understand this never chase the spotlight. They let their results pull it toward them. You don't need to explain your goals. You don't need to announce your plans. You don't need to justify your silence. Let people wonder. Let them assume. Let them talk. The less they know, the less they can interfere. You owe no one your story until it's written. You owe no one your process, only the product of your discipline. Privacy is not isolation, it's strategy. You're not cutting people out because you're cold. You're protecting your mission because you're wise. Every time you choose silence over noise, you choose control over chaos. The world teaches you to share everything, but the wise ones know that mystery multiplies power. When they can't read you, they can't reach you. The truth is, people fear what they cannot figure out. When you go quiet, the world grows curious. When you disappear, they talk more. When you reappear with results, they freeze. That's how private people win. They use silence as pressure, mystery as momentum, and focus as fuel. Every private season is a storm, preparing you for your public rise. Your private life is your fortress. Every decision you make in secret adds a brick. Every goal you pursue quietly strengthens the walls. You're not hiding, you're protecting your empire before it's visible. The greatest kings, warriors, and creators all understood this. You never reveal your next move. Power is lost the moment it's announced. In a world where everyone is shouting, the one who whispers owns the room. While others waste their time proving, you'll spend yours improving. Every time you hold back from showing off, you build discipline. Every time you keep your mouth shut and work instead, you gain strength. Privacy builds patience, and patience builds unstoppable empires. You can't grow in peace if everyone knows your process. Too many eyes bring too many opinions. Too many opinions breed confusion. The seed doesn't grow under a spotlight. It grows underground in darkness, in silence, until one day it breaks through and shocks the world. That's how you must build your life. Quietly, steadily, powerfully. The world rewards those who show off, but it respects those who hold back. Because anyone can display progress, but few can delay gratification. Silence takes strength. Privacy takes courage. It's easy to share. It's hard to stay disciplined enough to guard your energy. The most dangerous people are not loud. They are focused, patient, and invisible until it's too late. Learn to be okay with not being seen. Learn to be okay with not explaining yourself. Because the truth is, people don't actually want to understand you. They just want to categorize you. When you remain private, you stay undefined. And when you're undefined, you can become anything. That's where true freedom begins. Don't mistake attention for achievement. The crowd claps for entertainment, not excellence. You don't need validation, you need vision. And vision doesn't need to be broadcasted, it needs to be built. Every second spent showing off could have been spent sharpening your craft. The ones who truly win are the ones who can disappear into their work. Privacy turns your life into art. Every moment becomes sacred because it belongs only to you. Every victory tastes richer because you earned it in silence. When you stop performing for the world, you start performing for your purpose. You stop chasing applause and start chasing alignment. And that's when everything changes. So disappear for a while. Stop explaining, stop posting, stop announcing. Go quiet. Work on yourself so deeply that even silence starts to speak for you. Let them wonder where you went. One day they'll realize you didn't vanish, you evolved. And when you return, you won't need to say a word. Your results will do the talking. When you choose privacy, you reclaim your peace. The world thrives on chaos, on noise, on constant exposure. But peace is the soil where greatness grows. When you stop letting everyone into your space, you start hearing your own thoughts again. You begin to see life through your own eyes, not through the lens of comparison. The quiet becomes your mentor. The solitude becomes your sanctuary. And in that stillness, you finally meet yourself. The reason so many people never change is because they live in public too soon. They rush to display their evolution before it's even real. They want the reward of transformation without surviving the process. But transformation requires privacy. A butterfly doesn't invite the world into the cocoon. It disappears, suffers, breaks, and rebuilds behind closed walls. Only when the pain is done does it show its wings. Let them misunderstand you. Let them think you've fallen off. Silence is often mistaken for weakness, but in reality, it's the most strategic form of power. Those who can't stop talking are trying to convince themselves. Those who stay quiet are already convinced. You don't owe anyone proof of your progress. Your silence is the loudest evidence that something powerful is happening inside you. The world celebrates exposure, but exposure kills magic. Every time you reveal too soon, you invite energy that doesn't belong to your journey. Opinions, jealousy, distractions, they all attach themselves to your goals when you live too publicly. Privacy keeps your path clean. It allows your dreams to grow without contamination, without interference, without noise. There will be moments when you feel invisible, moments when no one knows what you're working on, moments when people forget your name. That's the test. The universe hides you on purpose to see if you'll still move when no one's watching. Because only those who can stay disciplined in darkness deserve to shine in the light. The private grind is the price of public glory. The private life wins because it's built on authenticity. You don't have to fake anything when no one is watching. You don't have to perform strength. You can develop it. You don't have to act confident. You can become confident. You're not living for applause, you're living for alignment. Every day you grow more honest, more focused, more powerful. Because your progress belongs to no one but you. When you live privately, your motivation changes. It's no longer about impressing anyone. It's about improving yourself. You start chasing mastery, not approval. You begin to crave depth instead of attention. You stop counting likes and start counting lessons. That's when the shift happens. When your inner world becomes so powerful that the outer world has no choice but to respond. Most people want to be seen more than they want to be successful. They'd rather look rich than become rich. They'd rather seem disciplined than actually be disciplined. Privacy exposes what's real. When no one's watching, the truth surfaces. You can't fake habits. You can't fake consistency. That's why private growth always wins. It's built on honesty, not image. It's easy to tell the world what you're going to do. It's hard to actually do it. Every time you stay silent and work instead of talk, you're separating yourself from the average. Because the average person loves the attention that comes with trying. But the elite, they love the results that come from finishing. They don't announce, they execute. Silence doesn't mean inaction, it means focus. It means refusing to let energy scatter. When you protect your privacy, you're protecting your momentum. The more people know about your plans, the more resistance you'll face. Every voice, every opinion, every piece of doubt adds weight to your journey. But when you move quietly, the only voice you hear is your own. There's a reason why monks, warriors, and visionaries value solitude. Because silence sharpens the mind. It filters out illusions. It reminds you that not everyone deserves access to your process. Privacy helps you separate what's real from what's temporary. And once you learn that, you stop chasing popularity and start chasing purpose. Understand this. Private people are not asocial. They're selective. They don't isolate out of fear. They isolate out of strength. They've learned that energy is currency, and not everyone can afford their presence. They give their time to things that matter, not people who gossip. They spend their energy on creation, not conversation. Every private person you know has a secret rhythm. They disappear for months, sometimes years, and when they return, they come back unrecognizable. Not because of luck, but because they chose silence over spectacle. They chose privacy over performance. And that decision alone separated them from millions. The private life doesn't just protect you, it transforms you. You must understand, privacy doesn't make you invisible, it makes you unpredictable. No one can calculate your next move. No one can prepare for your comeback. You become like a storm, unseen until it's too late to stop. That's the power of the unseen path. You're not avoiding the world, you're mastering it quietly. Because when the world finally sees you again, it won't be the same you they remembered. It'll be the one they could never imagine, the one built in silence, the one forged in discipline, the one that doesn't need validation anymore because it has already conquered the hardest part, the private war with the self. There's a point in every journey where silence becomes sacred. It's the stage where talking feels meaningless because words can't describe what's happening inside you. You start to crave distance, not because you hate people, but because you love your peace. You stop explaining and start evolving. You stop seeking permission and start creating momentum. Privacy becomes your oxygen, and without it, you can't breathe the way greatness requires. You must learn to disappear before you can dominate. Disappear from drama, from distractions, from people who drain you. Disappear from the noise that tries to dictate your worth. The world wants you loud so it can measure you, compare you, define you. But once you go silent, it loses its grip on you. That's when you become powerful beyond measure. In silence, you face your real enemy, yourself, your fears, your doubts, your laziness. The world can't distract you anymore, so you meet the truth head on. And in that private battle, you're reforged. You burn your weaknesses, you sharpen your focus, you strip away everything. Fake and rebuild from pure strength. That's why the private life always wins, because only in private can you fight the wars that truly matter. People think privacy is hiding, but it's actually healing. It's choosing to pause, to process, to protect your energy. When you're not constantly proving yourself, you finally have the space to improve yourself. That's when breakthroughs happen. That's when you discover who you really are, without the world's opinions echoing in your mind. The loud life feeds your ego, the private life feeds your soul. Ego needs attention to survive. The soul only needs purpose. When you quiet the noise of the world, you can finally hear the whisper of destiny calling you. That whisper doesn't scream. It speaks softly, only to those who are willing to listen in the silence. Every private person knows the power of mystery. When people can't predict you, they can't control you. When they don't know your plans, they can't sabotage them. When they can't access your energy, they can't drain it. You become untouchable not by fighting, but by becoming invisible to those who thrive on distraction. Privacy teaches patience. It teaches you that real success is not built overnight, but in quiet seasons of unseen effort. You'll spend months or years with no recognition, no applause, no validation, and that's exactly how it should be. Because when the spotlight finally finds you, it'll shine on someone who's ready, not someone pretending. When you protect your privacy, you're protecting your progress from premature exposure. Every masterpiece needs time before it's revealed. Imagine an artist showing a painting halfway done. It ruins the magic. The same goes for your life. The process must stay hidden until the picture is complete. That's how you maintain your power. The greatest revenge is silence. Because silence confuses your enemies and impresses your allies. When you stop reacting, people lose control over you. They don't know if you're winning, struggling, or evolving, and that uncertainty is power. Your silence says, you don't need to know, just watch. That's when you rise beyond their expectations. Every time you speak less and do more, the universe rewards you. The energy you used to waste on explaining yourself now fuels your execution. The time you once gave to gossip now builds your foundation. Privacy multiplies focus, and focus multiplies results. That's how the private life always wins. It turns every distraction into discipline. Understand that there's a huge difference between being seen and being successful. Visibility gives you attention, but privacy gives you mastery. The people who post every move are often still searching for direction. The ones who stay quiet already know where they're going. Because when you're truly building, there's no time to broadcast the blueprint. You don't need to disappear from the world forever. You just need to appear with intention. You choose when to show up, and when you do, it's not random. It's powerful. It's precise. The private life teaches you to control your presence like a weapon. You don't speak often, but when you do, people listen. You don't act impulsively, but when you move, things shift. Most people burn out because they give too much of themselves to too many people. Privacy is how you recharge. It's how you remember your purpose. Every time you disconnect from the world, you reconnect with yourself. That's where real strength grows. In quiet mornings, deep reflections, and moments where no one's clapping, but you keep going anyway. There's a version of you waiting to be born. A stronger, wiser, more grounded version. But it won't come out under pressure from the crowd. It will only appear in the silence you create. You must isolate yourself long enough to evolve, to outgrow your old identity. Then, when you return, you'll walk differently, speak differently, and move differently, because you've met your higher self in private. And here's the greatest secret of all: when you truly master privacy, you no longer need recognition. You realize that success isn't about being known. It's about being free. You become the calm storm, the silent conqueror, the unseen force that shapes worlds. And when people finally notice you, they'll wonder where you came from. They'll never know. You built it all in silence. Legend has a hidden chapter. The world only reads the success story, never the silence that built it. Behind every award, every speech, every victory, there were nights of solitude, moments of doubt, and endless hours where nobody clapped. That's where the foundation was built. You cannot rise in public until you've bled in private. The applause may feel good, but the silence is what makes you great. You have to protect your private life like it's sacred territory, because it is. That's where your truth lives. That's where your ideas are born, where your faith strengthens, and where your real self breathes freely. The moment you let too many people in, their energy starts rewriting your story. Protect your peace as if your destiny depends on it, because it does. People won't understand why you're quiet. They'll assume you're lost, arrogant, or hiding. Let them. Silence is often mistaken for weakness by those who have never mastered self-control. You're not silent because you have nothing to say. You're silent because you're focused on becoming someone the noise can't touch. That's power most will never understand. When you start valuing privacy, you start valuing depth. You no longer care about shallow conversations, fake friendships, or temporary hype. You crave meaning. You crave peace. You crave real progress that doesn't need to be shown. That's when you know you're evolving. When peace becomes more valuable than popularity. You'll notice your circle shrinking. That's a good sign. As you elevate, your energy refines, and not everyone can match your frequency anymore. The private path filters people automatically. You won't even have to cut them off. The universe will do it for you. Don't chase who left. What's meant to grow with you will find you in the silence. Privacy gives you clarity. When no one's watching, you start making decisions for yourself, not for an audience. You begin to act with intention, not impulse. You no longer waste energy performing, you simply become. That's when you start seeing through illusions. The fake success, the empty confidence, the constant noise that keeps most people lost. And here's the truth. People who live loudly are addicted to validation. They can't function without it. But when you live privately, your validation comes from within. You no longer need the world to clap, you clap for yourself. You don't chase recognition, you chase growth. You stop needing attention because your fulfillment doesn't depend on being seen. When you go silent long enough, something incredible happens. You start hearing the rhythm of your purpose. Every quiet morning, every focused night becomes a note in the symphony of your destiny. And one day, that silence turns into strength so loud that the world cannot ignore it. That's how the private life wins. It doesn't rush, it builds. You must be willing to go unnoticed for years if you want to be unstoppable for a lifetime. Don't be afraid of being unknown. Be afraid of being distracted. The ones laughing at your silence today will be applauding your results tomorrow. Your job is not to prove them wrong. It's to prove yourself right. Stay hidden until the results speak for you. The private life gives you control over your energy, your time, and your mind. You no longer waste words convincing people. You can serve your power for creation. Every hour becomes a weapon. Every silence a strategy. You start realizing that life isn't about how much noise you make. It's about how much impact you create without saying a word. When you master privacy, you master patience. You understand that real success is not instant. It's intentional. You build, refine, fall, rebuild, and rise again, all behind the curtain. And then, one day, when the world finally sees you, it's not the beginning of your story, it's the proof of your persistence. Remember this, the most dangerous people in the world are the ones who move in silence. They don't warn, they don't announce, they just arrive. They've already done the work. They've already won the inner battles. By the time the world realizes their power, it's too late to stop them. That's who you must become, the quiet storm. Your privacy is your advantage. Every time you choose not to share, you gain leverage. Every time you protect your energy, you expand it. Every time you stay quiet while others seek validation, you grow stronger. The private life always wins because it builds resilience, while the world wastes time performing. So stop explaining. Stop posting your every move. Stop needing to be seen to feel real. Go into silence like a warrior enters battle. Focused, disciplined, unstoppable. The world will forget your name for a while, but when you come back, it won't just remember you, it'll feel your presence. That's the reward of privacy, to vanish in peace and return in power. And when that moment comes, when your silence finally speaks, you won't need to say a single word. Your results will roar louder than any noise ever could. The private life always wins, because it's not about impressing the world. It's about becoming so great that even your quietest moments echo for eternity.